Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 24th. We are just going to jump right in here, Capricorn, and see what is going on for you at this time. Again, there will be a part 2 to this reading, and it will be linked up in the description down below, or in the actually the top pinned comment, I should say. So make sure to watch part 2. That'll be linked up down below. But let's see here. I'm not going to lie, the first row kind of sucks. Actually, the rest of the reading is amazing here, Capricorn. I do feel like some of you either something's been exposed here, the truth has come out in a situation, or something. It's kind of weird how I'm seeing it. Like, okay, let's just get started. You have this links card. It says secrets. I do feel like someone has had a secret in your life. Could be a past lover, past person. You have the Tower, 3 of Swords, and 5 of Swords here. So I do feel like some of you, here's my problem with this, is like I feel like if this story is for you, Capricorn, I feel like you've always known that something wasn't right in a situation. Page of Swords is like naturally skeptical. It's like you could have been in a relationship with a person and maybe you had an idea that there were some secrets, there was more to the story, you didn't know everything about a situation. So kind of interesting. To me, the Tower and the Judgment card is the most powerful combination in the tarot. You have them right next to each other, especially when they show up right next to each other here, Capricorn. So I didn't even realize this. On the little deck for part 2, you have the Tower at the bottom of the deck as well if it wants to focus. So pretty interesting. What I would say here is I feel like I don't know, I almost feel like you're catching people off guard, though, or a person. If this is involving a person who has secrets, like from a past relationship or something, I feel like you're catching them off guard. It's like they thought that they were more important to you than they realized. Does that make sense, what I just said? I feel like they feel that they hold a much more important role in your life than they actually do. Does that make sense, Capricorn? That's what I'm trying to say. So this could be love. It doesn't have to be love either. It could be just another person. But I kind of feel like you're surprising a person or people in your life because it's like they aren't as important as they actually think that they are. That's a tongue twister. I get it. But there's some sort of secret coming out here. Again, if that does not resonate, if that is not your story, I do feel like you are, I still feel like you are surprising people in your life with this first row by making some sort of change. And we're going to talk about that right now. You have the Tower, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords in this first row. Like I said, I feel like there was a falling out. This could have been a breakup, a separation, pretty much something just falling apart, basically. I see, it's kind of weird because I see this more as a falling apart. I don't see it as a total collapsing down. For some reason, my intuition is like making those out to be two different things. Normally, the tower gets reduced down to the foundation, and so you rebuild the tower stronger, better, faster, whatever. But I'm kind of seeing this as more, just like more of a, I'm seeing it as more things kind of like bursting apart, almost like an explosion. It's not so much a collapsing down, if that makes sense. Weird. I feel like it could just be saying that something was suddenly exploded, like a relationship, could be a business falling apart as well. I feel like this was a heartbreak for you in the past. I feel like this did hurt in the past, and but it did teach you something. 5 of Swords, again, can be a separation, but this guy here at the front, he has learned how to win. This guy here. So even though it's a difficult card, even though it can be a card of conflict and breakups and separations and grief and all these other things, just like the 3 of Swords, it's like still a good card for learning how to handle those situations. It's kind of like we have a choice with the 5 of Swords. And that's what I'm seeing for you here. But it's like something, I think what's being revealed to you here with that Secrets card is that something wasn't going to work out in the first place, and you're realizing it. Even in your next row, you have this Sun card. The Sun card says source, but I kind of feel like you're just talking about the sun. I actually feel like you're returning to happiness. I feel like you're kind of basking in the glory of the sun. I feel like you're taking in a lot of good energy here as well, Capricorn. So I feel pretty good about this. You have the Judgment card, the Page of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. I'm seeing this Judgment card as the realization. Again, the Tower and the Judgment card together, to me, is like a major wake-up call, like a sudden shake-up, shock, wake-up call, major, big thing. if I can't make that clear enough. So there was clearly a shakeup. This gives me the vibes of, if you were with a person that you thought you were going to marry and they like all of a sudden they break up with you, like all out of the blue, even when things were perfect. If this was a business, it's like maybe things one day were working great, the next day things just totally collapse. This is like a sudden situation that has happened in your life. I do feel like it's already happened in your life because it's mostly coming up in your past position. So it's like the shakeup, the falling apart has already occurred. And this is you like waking up to probably why it had to happen. So what's the holdup here, Capricorn? It's like these people, they're being called up out of their coffins. It's like you've lived the lesson. You've been through the hardest part of whatever you've been through. And now it's time to step out of the coffins. That higher self angel on the card is like saying, get out of the coffin. It's like the past life is dead, done, over with. It's time for you to step into the new world. Your new world is the Ten of Pentacles, which we'll talk about in a minute. The Page of Swords, I'm getting this as you knowing, like I said, I kind of feel that if this is a person, I feel like they feel, it's like, I'm not saying they're narcissistic. They could be on the extreme end of the scale. I think we need to be careful of that word, by the way, because again, unless someone is diagnosed narcissist, it's not like, people can be jerks and assholes and everything else in between, but that doesn't make them a narcissist, right? I think there's too much of that N-word going around on YouTube. It gets a lot of views and all this other stuff. And I've seen some of these videos. I don't want to go on a rant here, but I've seen some of these videos from some of these people who do videos about narcissists, and they seem kind of narcissistic. So, I'll just put that out there. But what I will say is I feel that some of you, it's like this person from the past, I feel like you're seeing them thinking that they were more important in your life than they actually are. And that's kind of like surprising to them. I feel like them, if this is a person who's left your life or something, it's like I feel like they thought they could just walk right back in, for example, or something like that. So kind of interesting. I kind of like where this is going though, because I wouldn't really call it a glow up, but going to the Ten of Pentacles, pretty good. Next, you have the Two of Cups here. I feel like you're answering your higher self. The Judgment card, that angel on the Judgment card is your higher self angel. On the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups can just be you and your higher self. It can be you communicating with your higher self as well. So I kind of feel like you're listening to your inner voice, your higher self. You could be listening to your dreams, your daydreams, and it's like you're more focused on moving in this direction right here, Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you're focused on what's truly important, like building something permanent in your life. Ten of Pentacles is building or leaving a legacy, and I feel like you're more focused on like the permanent side of things. Next, you have this Cobweb card. It says protected from negative forces beyond your control. So you're protected. I like that. And you have this dog barking. It says advice from a friend. So you do have the Three of Pentacles here. I would say if you're looking for advice in any area of your life, of course, advice from a friend would be a good idea. You could be also, again, protecting yourself from things that are going on in your life. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles here. Again, Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork and success. If you're like moving towards a new beginning or rebuilding after a major shakeup, sudden transformation, tower judgment situation, this card could say, follow people's advice who have done something before. Again, this guy here, this card represents quality work. Let's put it this way. He has built these Three Pentacles. I feel like this could be you asking someone who has done something before in their life for advice. Again, with that dog barking card. So I feel like it would be a good time for you to follow the advice of people who actually know what they're talking about. And there might be someone in your life who has built a business. There might be a person in your life who has a successful relationship. There might be a person in your life who has done something else you want to do. I would take their advice with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, and I say it to you every single reading, Capricorn, you're the only sign that gets this, but teamwork makes the dream work for sure. If I were you, if I were a Capricorn, and I basically am, I would be focusing on building a team. Guess what I'm doing this year, Capricorn, and I've been doing all last year too, building a team, right? To make things easier, to make my life more successful, to help other people become more successful as well, right? So definitely a good year for networking, building a team, and doing all that other stuff as well. People ask me as well, like what should I do to build a team? I'm always like, well, I mean, there are plenty of places like Facebook. You can start a Facebook group with other people, based off of an interest that you have. Boom, you're networking, right? I don't really feel that the universe is saying it matters. Like, I don't think it matters, like where these groups come from or like where you network with people. I think it's just the act of networking that is going to be making you more successful at this time. You have the Hermit, so you've definitely been through it for sure. Like I said, I do get I mean, this could be a little narcissistic. Like I said, if you're dealing with a person or have dealt with a person from the past, it's almost like they thought that that them leaving your life or something was gonna hurt you more. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. The Hermit is like you being at the top of a mountain. It's like you've you've kind of proven them wrong here, and we see that here as well. 10 of Pentacles. It's almost like this is your reward for going through something. Is the 10 of Pentacles. So I see this as a lot of success coming in for you. By the way, 10 of Pentacles is also kind of like everything you want in your life. It's like the tree of life on the 10 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of success, and it's also a card of building or leaving a legacy. So I feel like you're very focused on building something far more successful than anyone realizes. I really get this feeling of being like an underdog. You have that dog barking card. I almost feel that people in your life have underestimated you or have been underestimating your abilities here. 10 of Pentacles is kind of just like showing them up. It's almost like a glow up type of energy here, like I said at the beginning of the reading, but not quite. I wouldn't really call it a glow up. I would just call it, climbing to the top of the mountain or just showing people up, right? So I just want to see where this is going here. Ace of Swords, top of the mountain, right there. The Ace of Swords is above the mountains, so definitely a victory coming in for you, Capricorn. I like where this is going. You have the Nine of Swords. Get out of your head. I think this is the only thing that can hold you back is your mental energy, feeling like you're not good enough, listening to the people or the person that has hurt you in the past, right? I feel like you need to like get away from that energy for sure. And you have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, and just stay focused on the future. She's very like focused, the Queen of Swords. She's very focused on the future. She's very focused on kind of like expanding and building her future as well. You cannot make this stuff up. Are you kidding me? You have the North Node. It says future on it. Literally exactly what I was saying that whole entire time. I would focus on the future. I feel like everything here is behind you. Look, she has her back to everything here in the past. She's very focused on the future. So I pulled this card because she has her hand out. Like she kind of has it out to this card right here, if you can see that. So that's why I pulled this card. There you go, Capricorn. I mean, I would literally just be focusing on the future, what you want to build, what you want to create. I do feel, because it's kind of weird. Like I said, if this happens to be a person, which for whatever reason is popping into my head as a person who like hurt you or who left you or whatever, very suddenly, and I feel like they in my head, if I like try to put myself in their shoes, I feel like they think they're more important to your future success or whatever than they actually are. I'm not saying you're doing this to prove them wrong. I'm saying this, you're completely closing the door on a cycle here. You're completely shutting them out by focusing on the future. It's like you're completely removing someone from your energy. For a lot of you, I feel like this is a person. For others, it could be for some of you, it could be a situation as well. Like a job, it's like maybe a boss thinks that that you need them more than they need you. I kind of feel like you're more focused on other things. You're going to be very successful in the near future. I kind of feel like Capricorns are definitely set up for, much, much more success than they've experienced in the past. I think it's been very difficult for Capricorn, but I like where this is going. Definitely could be some secrets coming out, but it's like you knew. I wouldn't really call it a secret because it's like you knew with that Page of Swords. I get this understanding. Like, again, if someone left you suddenly, I feel like maybe you had a feeling that they cheated or that they left you for another person or whatever. Whatever it is, doesn't matter, right? So I feel like you're more focused on the future, which is what you should be focusing on, your own happiness. And I would be focused on building and leaving a legacy as well. So, like I said, major wake-up call, sudden shake-up with that energy, but still really good. Love it. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Again, part 2 is going to be linked up in the comments down below, top pinned comment. So make sure to check that out. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.